This might be the best dinner buffet in Singapore, and it's called Colony Buffet at Ritz Carlton. How do I know it's the best? Well, I don't. But at least most of the locals that I've talked to seem to agree that this is in fact the best buffet dinner that you can get. So I'm guessing it's probably one of the best, if not the best in the country. Their dinner costs about $82 per person, which is obviously quite expensive, but not unusually expensive either. They serve international foods that are supposedly of the highest quality, and some amazing local Southeast Asian foods. So, how good is their food? Well, let me find out for you in this video. But one second guys. Before I start the video today, I'd like to talk to you guys about my new favorite shoes, Vivaya. So right now I'm wearing the unisex sneaker sliders, and because of my personal preference and the lifestyle that I have, these are like the perfect shoes for me. And yes, they are the sponsor of the day. So if you guys don't mind, let me talk about why I love them so much. First off, I think it might be a personal thing, but I'm sure you guys will all agree with me. Taking time to put your shoes on each and every time, it's kind of a hassle. With their reinforced heels, you can simply stick your feet in there without having to use a lot of force. Cause you don't want to force these things, you know? So putting your shoes on and taking your shoes off is just kind of like putting on your slippers. They also have super light air sole that's very comfortable and easy for everyday use. And I don't think it's part of their selling point, but the sole is quite a bit thick, so I feel like I get an extra inch on these. And you know every inch counts, right? These urban sneakers also have a sock fit design, so you can wear your socks if you want to, but oftentimes I just wear them bare feet, and it still fits really nicely and doesn't hurt my feet like other shoes would. Like I said, they have a nice reinforced heel and a firm ankle cup around it, so both for casually wearing them every day and for light exercises, they feel extremely secure on your feet. Also, this is a nice little bonus, but after I wear them, it has a very nice aromatic benefit too. I feel like my testosterone level just went up. Now talking about the smell, it's so easy to keep them clean because you can just throw them in the washer. Just make sure to naturally air dry it. Okay, let me put it back on now. Done. I have very few pairs of shoes, so I love the kind of shoes that I can just wear anywhere in any situation. And with these, I wear them casually every day. When I travel to different countries, I wear them when I work out, and I even wear them to business settings. In fact, because their design is so versatile, I think I'm gonna wear them to the buffet today where they have a dress code. Hopefully, they'll be okay with it. Also, I'm going there with a good friend of mine, Victoria, and of course she has to keep up with the dress code too. I would like you to have this.
What is this?
Something versatile. Could be business casual too.
Oh, this is a very nice color.
Alright, we got our fashion taken care of now. Let's go eat the food. So if you guys also want shoes that can just do it all, please go ahead and use the link in the description to get these shoes from Vivaya. And use the code Jimmy12 to get 12% off. And if you guys live in Singapore, they also have offline stores as well. So go to their stores and check them out in person. Okay, let's go have some food. So the buffet that we're going to today is at Ritz Carlton Singapore, and the dress code is business casual. They say you have to wear good shoes because good shoes will take you to good places. So I am very happy to be wearing their shoes today with my business casual attire. Well, you're looking quite nice yourself.
Thank
with
you.
your shoes.
I know.
Have you been here before?
I have many times.
Oh really? You like it?
I've never been here for the dinner, the Colony Buffet dinner.
Oh,
It's my first time.
This looks very nice.
It is very nice. There's a lot of expensive artwork scattered throughout this lobby and restaurant.
When I talk to any Singaporean person, I think everybody agreed that this is the best buffet in Singapore. I looked at the price. It is a little more affordable than the buffet restaurants in Korea for some reason. But I associate Singapore and their hotels with the peak luxury experience in Asia. And I think it's going to be. Don't you feel like I look a little different today? Like dressed a little different?
Yeah, you're...
I dress like a normal person, right?
Yeah.
It's my...
no t-shirt.
Yeah, it's my Crazy Rich Asian cosplay. So what do we do now? We just start eating?
I guess so.
The reason that I don't dress like this usually is because it's just not fair for other guys, you know? The feel of the restaurant was actually quite casual. Like, as soon as you sit down, you're just free to do whatever you want. Okay, let's take a quick walk around the buffet. I want to get a vibe of how good they are. Well, I guess my first impression was that their seafood looked pretty high quality.
You like oysters?
I do.
That oyster looks fat.
Looks so good.
I'm usually not a fan of seafoods in buffet restaurants because even if they have it, usually the quality isn't really there. But it looks like at least the shellfish in this restaurant's really good.
They got sushi here. So it looks like they don't have a lot of nigiri sushi like Korea does, like salmon, tuna. They don't have that. It's okay. Those still look good enough. And they have salmon sashimi.
They also have fresh juice, but I never drink those in buffet restaurants.
Fresh fruits. I have a feeling that their fruits are really good. It is Southeast Asia after all. They have a pasta station here. Here's a totem of bread. They look legit as hell. These look really good. Here's a live noodle station where you can make your own noodles or ask him to make the noodle for you rather.
They also had a lot of Chinese, Southeast Asian dishes. Well, I'm not a food expert by any means, but they looked very good to me. Their Western food looked good, although my favorite food, pizza, didn't look very impressive. But generally, their food was very nicely displayed and had a great variety too.
Here's some Indian food. Tandoori chicken, some plain naan. Whoa, that looks amazing. Their butter chicken looks fantastic.
Just visually speaking, it seems that their Asian foods are generally better, which doesn't surprise me because a lot of people in
some
Singapore
Chinese
are
food
immigrants
here.
from other Asian countries. Well, I can't wait to eat, so we'll save the dessert conversation for later.
So, she finished all her plate while I was gone filming.
It's so good. I normally don't eat at buffet because the quality is not as good as non-buffet
Not up to
place.
your crazy rich Singaporean standards.
Yes, but this was so good.
Well then, allow me to get some food. Would you like to come with me?
Yes, I need to restock.
Make sure I look fantastic when I pick up the food, okay?
Okay.
Don't let these people know that I'm actually not rich. I want to start with something that is more Singaporean, so come this way. Since Singapore is a very international place and they have a lot of Indian influence culturally, I feel like I should have some Indian food. Oh, cheese naan? Hell yes. That looks good. I know good food when I see one. If my crazy rich Asian parents were here, they'd be like, oh my god, what are you doing getting pizza at an expensive buffet? It's all about the deal and efficiency and getting the most expensive things. But for me, life is about making myself happy, not making my parents happy. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wow, I love the Singaporean hospitality.
The food looks very promising, I must say. And here's my round one.
I am going to start with the pizza. If you guys remember, I am part European and it's in my DNA to love pizza.
And I will say that their pizza is pretty good. Like, I enjoy it, but I wouldn't want to pay for this in a nice Italian restaurant.
I believe that's prime rib.
What I did like is the general quality of the ingredient. Like this meat I thought was extremely nice and juicy. The sauce or the seasoning didn't have like a strong character, like it didn't have any uniqueness to it. But I think this can be satisfying to a lot of people, including myself.
Indian dishes. I had a very good Indian friend when I was in the US. He had a very conservative views on things, but he was a very nice guy.
And I think that friend would have been very happy to be here because this Indian food is actually really good.
I will say this, their Indian food are better than their Western food.
I haven't been to India to try real Indian food. I imagine this is very different, but I really liked it.
Can I have the honor of sharing that bread with you?
Sure. The texture is really nice.
I also felt like some of the things that I didn't expect to be so good, like this bread, they were surprisingly good.
Well, these looked really good. I'm gonna have to get at least one of these. At least one. It just looks like a mushroom. Let me try the oyster.
It was very good. You can eat that?
I don't think I'm gonna die. Honestly, people complaining about food allergies, they are weak people.
It's true.
I didn't have a loving mom that goes, oh dear, you got peanut butter allergies. Oh God, I'm gonna call your school principal and make sure that you don't get any peanuts on your table. My mom didn't do that, not knowing that I'm actually allergic to them. And look what that gave me, big biceps. Although this does scare me a little. This is a very fat oyster.
Well, if something bad happens to me, that just means I wasn't strong enough.
Wow. Oh wow, that was really good.
To be honest, other than the seafood, I think their foods were generally good but not amazing. Although some were definitely better than the others.
Oh wow. It looks like a mushroom, but it was actually like a bun that looks like a mushroom. And it's a little sweet. You're getting, what is
Yeah.
this?
This is kueh pai ti, and this is something called kopnya. And normally it's like a whole like burrito, but they've cut it up
Oh.
so that we can just have one portion.
Careful, it has nuts. Gluten, dairy too. Oh God.
That's why I'm getting it, so I get biceps.
Oh, that's true. You're tempering yourself.
At the noodle station, they also make you laksa, which is kind of a must-try in Southeast Asia.
Can I have a laksa, please?
I had it for the first time during this trip, and it's this curry noodle, and every country seems to make it differently. And I won't lie, this one seems particularly good. You know what didn't look very good though? There's sushi.
I could have sushi, but I know it's not all that, and I'd only have negative things to say. So it'd be like checking out the Instagram profile of an OnlyFans star. Like, why bother? There's only bad things to say. Although, sometimes I can't resist it. Just kidding, guys. I never do that. So here's my laksa. The very popular Southeast Asian noodles.
And I must say that I liked it a lot.
This is very coconut milky, curry flavored. I like how in this buffet, they don't just give you a bunch of noodles. Usually they do that to like fill you up fast. There's only a small bit of noodles and a generous amount of other things like seafood.
It looked like a very thick curry with lots of spices, but the spices were actually not that strong.
I like it.
Yeah, it was probably one of the better things that I had at the buffet.
I see that you're kind of like me. You pick the ones that you like and you just repeat them, right?
I think this is the most expensive one, but I was thinking what you're saying about your parents. And earlier, all I was doing is picking bread,
Yeah.
and a lot of different kind of like Indian bread and French bread, and it's like literally the cheapest thing you get here. So making sure you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah.
Don't be disappointed in me, Jimmy.
There's no way of running away from disappointment. Not in this world. Not being who we are. That's like trying to escape from Alcatraz. Impossible.
Yeah, I realized that it's simply impossible to not disappoint my parents. So recently I decided to think outside the box and become the greatest disappointment there is. I think I'll start with the international marriage and divorce combo.
And gentle people, this is called kueh pai ti. It's like Southeast Asian muffin.
It's more like a taco.
Oh yeah, it's more like a deep fried taco, yeah.
I didn't really know what it was, but it tasted like a deep fried shrimp taco, and I would strongly recommend it to people.
That muffin cup thing, it tastes really nice. It's like French fries almost. Okay, what is that?
Squid ink vongole. Squid ink spaghetti with vongole sauce.
That looks really good.
I hope it's good. Let's find out.
Is it good?
You want to try some?
Oh, sure.
You want to use your fork or I'll just use mine?
Doesn't matter.
I'll just use mine.
Okay. No feeding action here, okay?
No. You know, I'll put it on the spoon. How's that?
Thank you.
It's very professional.
That tasted like a well-made pasta. I don't know what you're trying to prove here. Why did you get so much of that bread and cheese and what is that?
Don't you like this stuff?
I wasn't born into that society. I actually really like their cheese naan. I have no choice but to get more of that. Yeah, look at all that greasy cheese naan. And this is my personal opinion. I feel like their Asian dishes are generally better. I'm gonna get some of the chicken satay ayam. You have to top it off with an insane amount of peanut sauce. I'm going to have that deep fried prawn. despite the fact that I am very allergic to it. It's really all in the head, guys. It just takes a mental fortitude. Oh, they got some duck here too. Fantastic, thank you. Oh, they have pork too. I just couldn't say no. Because you guys know, my nickname was 삼겹살 when I was young. Awesome, beautiful, amazing, thank you.
Enjoy your meal, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is Asia. All right, let's have some of that fried prawn. Wow, that's a fat shrimp. It's all in the head. Your mind has to be stronger than your allergies. Come on.
Please don't die.
And guess what? Not only did I survive this, but I really like the shrimp too.
You gotta try their shrimp, guys. So I am allergic to them, so I don't typically like them, but it's so nice and plump and fat, so firm. Their seafoods are really, really good.
I also wanted to try their satay ayam, chicken skewers. It's something that you see very often in Southeast Asia, often served with peanut sauce. I felt like this one was just a little too sweet for my taste. The chicken was a little too tough, a little too sweet, but the sauce was really good.
Wow, the peanut sauce is so good. It's like sweet and savory. So I just had to get the duck.
And their duck was good. Not as good as the restaurants that specialize in them, but it was nice and tender and had crispy skin.
You also see this roasted pork belly with super crispy skin. Wow, so crispy. And it's not just crispy, it's very flavorful too. It's like a seasoned cracker. It's so good.
So if I had to be honest with my overall experience, many of their seafoods and Asian foods were good. But while the vibe of the restaurant is very luxurious, I wouldn't say that this is super high-end as a buffet. But at the same time, they're not like insanely expensive either, so I still feel like you get really good food for what you're paying for.
Having a meal is like having a relationship. There's
Yeah.
good times, bad times, phases when it gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
But what it needs is a good ending statement. Well, hopefully there's no ending, but it has to end somehow, right? That's why I'm going to get my dessert now.
So their desserts were mainly these bite-sized aesthetic desserts, and I don't mind these things being a little small as long as they taste good.
I would like caramel ice cream and Oreo vanilla. No, actually, I would like coconut as well. All right, I'm just gonna pick up a bunch of pretty things because that kind of looks cute. I want to have that. Well, they look pretty good.
Alright, I want to start with their ice cream.
The ice cream here feels a little too sweet for my taste. It's almost like a candy.
I'll see how sweet it is. Whoa. That's like straight up caramel.
Maybe the locals like it this way, but I feel like the desserts were generally too sweet.
But she's smarter than me. She made great decisions. She decided to get the local desserts.
A lot of it uses coconut.
That looks very LGBTQ friendly. Wow, not too sweet. Yeah, it's like coconut jelly. That was really good.
You can also get coffee or tea at the end, but I wish they also had soda too.
Well, there was a fantastic meal. I feel like for how much it is, it was great. So if I had to do like an apple-to-apple comparison, Colony Buffet versus some of the best buffet restaurants in Korea, buffet restaurants in Korea might be better, but the prices are almost double what they charge here. So I feel like if you factor everything in, this is the better buffet, I think. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me again.
The best buffet in Singapore, I think it might be. There are other places though, like
Yes.
close enough candidates, right? Good competitions.
And you have to try it next time.
I will try them next time.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And once again, check out the Urban Sneakers by Vivaya because I really think they're great shoes.